The Google Gang Podcast.
Right, so I just got here. I couldn't fucking find where in a park here, so I just parked over there near Sainsbury's. I think it's free. I hope it is.
It's free for the first 3 hours.
Right, well, how long is this going on for here?
An hour, you'll be right.
Right. Righto. Yeah! Fucking cheers, mate. Fucking what about you?
Now, Barbie, you bought me some gifts. Explain this. I really enjoy these. It's
oh my god.
Turnix real milk chocolate caramel wafer biscuits.
From Scotland?
Did you buy them from Scotland?
No. Well, vicariously, yes.
And I've also got 6 individually wrapped wagon wheels and some jammy Dodgers. Are these like your snacks growing up?
No, these I do have at home. The caramel Turnix. I do love Turnix. Wagon wheels, I guess I had as a kid.
Is it inappropriate to have wagon wheels as an adult?
No, I don't think it is. But I think whenever you open one, you have to look at them and go like, "Well, they're not as big as they used to be, are they?" That's just what you know. You put like on. You know, you try someone else's glasses.
Yeah.
The only thing you go like, "Fuck you, no, you're blind or something." Fuck you, no. Like, no, I just have different vision.
How big did the wagon wheels used to be?
Oh, about the size of my head.
Really?
Oh yeah, like steering wheel. Basically, it was a steering wheel in your hands, full of mice, and you just. But now they're like, I don't know, 10p.
Yeah.
Size.
It's fucked.
Yeah, jammy Dodgers. I don't know, still the same maybe.
Political correctness got mad.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
I reckon. Who do you think's to blame for the shrinking size of wagon wheels?
Tina Turner.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you because these are from Scotland, and your favourite drink, the Turnix, right? Your favourite drink is also from Scotland.
Incorrect.
No.
It's from England.
What? Buckfast?
Yeah.
But why do the Scottish love it so much?
Because they're fucking wreckheads. I mean, that may be, some are, some may not be, but also Northern Ireland love it quite a lot as well.
Okay.
It was a Northern Irish person who introduced me to Buckfast.
Okay.
But yeah, actually, Buckfast comes from a place called Buckfast.
Okay.
Lee.
Is it in Lee?
No, not Lee.
Buckfast Lee.
Yeah. No, Buckfast Lee.
Buckfast
Lee.
Where is it? Like, where's
Devon.
It? Okay. Oh, so it's like the
south
of England.
The address is on the bottom. Yeah, it's...
Isn't it something to do... This might be a lie, but is it something to do with the monks?
Yeah, mate, brewed by monks. So, like, it's... it's a tonic wine. The term tonic wine does not imply health-giving or medicinal properties, which it does say on the bottle. But yeah.
What was it made for? Was it made to be like get pissed on, or was it made to make
I think
better?
it was made so like I think like tonic wine. I think it was made to be like you're just supposed to drink it maybe like this sort of measurement that I have in my glass here.
Yeah.
Or maybe slightly smaller. So you have it like a little tipple.
Yeah.
Like you have maybe one in the morning after your breakfast, and it just kind of gives you a pep.
Yeah.
A pep.
Has it got caffeine in it?
Yes.
Okay. So it's caffeine and wine, but it's like very syrupy, isn't it? Like
yeah, it's quite gloopy.
Do you mix it with anything, or do you just drink it straight?
No, just drink it from the bottle, because if you drink it out of a glass, then it means you have to smell it, which is like sometimes off-putting. Depends how desperate you are, I suppose. But it's so renowned. It's like a night out in a bottle, but it's like you turn up to you go to a house party or something, and you all arrive, and it was like, oh yeah, you're all right. How you doing? Not bad. Cheers. And then like the way that we drink it.
Yeah.
So I've been indoctrinated from my friend Daryl, who's like a best mate of mine. So we have like rules and etiquette now. So like
it's how to consume the Buckfast.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So like Daryl's like the party host. Everyone goes around Daryl's, and then you bring your bottle, and then so like he's like, right, get there about 7ish. We'll drink at 8. So everyone arrives who's drinking Buckfast. You get there, and on your bottle you'll have at the bottom of around the bottle somewhere will be a number.
Yeah.
Between like I think it's 1 and 32.
Okay.
And so there's like one exception we have is like if you got a number 10, it's 10 Downing Street. so you got to down it in one.
Okay.
So there's always an element of like, fucking hell, I thought out of 10 it's a 16, it's alright.
Wouldn't you just look when you purchased it though, or that's
that's spoiling it.
Okay, so you're not allowed.
So that's etiquette.
Okay.
So so you go wait till you get, or you might be like, oh, will you pick me up a bottle, and then whoever's picking them up might pick up 5 bottles for 5 people, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you like pick one out, and then you're like, 21. And then someone's like 23, and you're like, oh, next door, we're neighbours, mate, neighbours. But yeah, if you get a 10, then it's 10 Downing Street. So
that's where the Prime Minister lives, isn't it?
Yeah. So you got to down it in one.
Okay.
So and it's normally the time you get a 10 is where you've had a rough night the night before, and you're like, oh mate, honestly I couldn't. For fuck's sake. Fucking hell. And it was like, yeah.
Has it ever been the time where 2 people or 3 people have got a 10?
No.
It never happens.
I think maybe 2 people have got it once, but not anything that stands out.
Okay.
But so you check your numbers, but we all drink at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. There's always sort of like.
So if you get a 21, you have to drink it in like.
Just drink it however you want.
Oh, okay. But it only matters if you get the 10.
On the bottle, you've got like there's 2 labels. There's like a big label on the front and a small label. So like a good the bare minimum requirement is to get to what you call first label. So you drink enough, so you're down to first label.
Yeah.
Second label, that's like good effort.
Yeah. Is this in one go?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is just middle-aged blokes binge drinking.
Well, it is now, but it used to be like 20 years.
Oh right.
20
okay.
years or whatever.
Right.
But So we all get and like right 8 o'clock we'll drink right. So the drinking song is always "Daydream Believer" by the Monkees.
Okay, how does it go?
I don't know. It's a shit song to be honest.
Is it Daydream Believer? It's not quite what it seems.
Yeah, that.
Okay, right.
But then so you can either go like first chorus or second chorus, but like if you're with people and you haven't seen them for ages, like, hey, here we fucking go, like, hey, and everyone's like, all right, here we go, that's it, and then the chorus comes like, oh, second chorus, lads, we'll do second chorus, and you're like, it's just like good camaraderie, I guess.
I really want to go drinking with you. It seems like so much more fun. Cause
it's pretty good fun to be honest. That's probably why I continue to do it repeatedly.
Do you feel like, have you had any major health concerns from just the sheer amount of alcohol you consume?
I think so. I think they're occurring now. I went to the doctor's the other day and he told me I had pleurisy. And I was
Which is what?
Right. It sounds really bad, pleurisy, doesn't it?
Sounds like leprosy.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. Exactly what I was going to say. Like, you tell someone you've got pleurisy, they're like, fucking Jesus Christ, are you okay? Like, oh my God, are you not in quarantine? And what did the doctor give you? Oh, nothing, just told me to take paracetamol. And it's just gone.
What is the problem? What is the ailment?
It was I had a bit of a cough and that, and I just had a sore lung.
Okay.
Just my left lung was sore, and I was like, I've never had a sore lung before.
Do you smoke?
No.
Okay.
So I should probably see a doctor. But you look it up online and you're like, well, it's either pleurisy or pneumonia. Yeah. But you're like, pleurisy, it doesn't even exist anymore, does it? It's like, but no.
I didn't know it existed.
No, neither did I. It was. I'm sure Billy Connolly sang about it in his song once. Yeah, so I had it for a day, I think. I don't know if it probably didn't have it. It was probably just
it's all just in your head.
Well, my lung.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it fucked off anyway.
That's good.
Just had some paracetamol and I was alright.
And now you're back up and running.
Yeah. Not running, but
back to 10 Downing Street. So, do you think there will ever be a day where you give up drinking?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, but not in the foreseeable future.
When I die.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. My mum used to smoke and I'd be like, fucking hell, Mum, like, stop smoking. You're going to give up? And she's like, yeah. When I die. She didn't speak like that at all. I don't know why I did that accent.
Where was your mum from?
Pakistan.
Really?
No. She's from Birmingham.
She's from Birmingham. Birmingham lad, by order of the fucking blinders, mate.
It's busting, mate.
Fucking hell. Did you watch Peaky Blinders?
Hey?
Did you watch Peaky Blinders?
No.
It's a bloody great show.
Is it?
I think you'd really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Do you know where Small Heath is?
No.
In Birmingham.
Oh, I thought it was an actor.
No. Small Heath, the place. No, not a bloke called Heath who's quite small.
Well, I don't know. You know what people are called these days, don't you?
You're called Barbie Mugabe.
Of course.
Where did you... Because obviously you weren't born as Barbie Mugabe, but where did the inspiration for the name come from? It's Barbie
It tastes like a library.
Just like a library? What is a... What?
I don't know, like, you know, you go into a library, like
the
old books.
The smell of paperback books.
Well, I'm drinking whiskey for the
It just,
listeners
it just
at
smells
home.
like whiskey. He's drinking straight whiskey.
Yeah, that you poured me.
He's doing a Benjamin Barry Watkins as his now
I'm
famous.
trying to one up him.
Get pissed on the Nickelback podcast. You'll just
I'm going to
collapse.
smash the place up before I leave.
I'll have Darcy Silver coming in next and we vomit on the chair.
And then she's got to name the podcast.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Just call it that.
Vomit on the floor.
And I'm still there.
Where did you come up with the name Barbie?
I don't know. It was at uni. It was way before I even started doing comedy.
Really?
Yeah.
And
So,
it was given to you by someone else? Or
no, I think it was like me and two mates. We were dicking around. I think we were on a train back from Liverpool, and we were like just being stupid. And then we were on about Mugabe or something, and we were like Barbie Mugabe, and then like another guy was called Wasabi Mugabe. And then we were trying to think of like another name, but we couldn't. So like,
haven't you got another name in your stand-up set? That's not Wasabi or Barbie?
no.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Jeff. But no, so like my other mate was like, we were like Muhat,
Muhat.
as in like Mahatma Mugabe.
Oh, Mahatma
Instead
Mugabe.
of Mahatma Gandhi, but it's like
Muhat Mugabe.
yeah, shit.
It's not as good.
No.
Barbie Mugabe is just perfect.
Yeah, but like so that was in like 2010, I think. So but I just kept it on Facebook because you know you got like work people looking you up and stuff. You're like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah. Naff off, mate.
there's a reason why we're still not friends on Facebook.
That's right. Stay out of my business.
Yeah.
And then that obviously translated to stage.
Yeah, because I just like you know I could use my birth given name.
Yeah.
But like I'm not here to promote my name. I'm
Yeah.
here to just make people laugh. So
Yeah.
like I'm not bothered. Like call me whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and also I'm really bad with names. So the fact that people are like, all right, Barbie, and then at some point they go, what is your name? And I go like, and they're like, while we're on the subject, I said, what's yours, mate?
Yeah.
I know I just gave you a lift in the car. Now we've been talking for like 2 hours, but I know you told me twice. But like, I'm so bad with names. Like,
Why do you think that is? Do you think
I
it's
don't
because
know.
of the drinking?
no, because no, that happens before I normally start. Like, it's like someone goes like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, fuck, I forgot it. Like, I'm staring them in the face, and I'm like, they just told me enough. I didn't even listen.
Yeah.
I just don't listen to the names.
It's because it doesn't matter. Sometimes the name doesn't matter.
Name and age. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how old you are, and I don't want to know. It
Yeah.
doesn't bother me, like how old you are. And,
Yeah.
like, it doesn't bother. Like, it doesn't matter how old anyone is until it becomes a point. You know, where sometimes you're like, "What the hell? Do you remember Rainbow?" And they're like, "What?"
I don't remember Rainbow.
Well, how old are you, pal? No, like, I don't know. That was an example. 40 years ago. But it's only like
My mum's from Saudi Arabia.
oh, neighbours then.
21, 23. That was their postcode. But what I find weird is when you're on like a night out, and obviously you probably know this yourself, you go on a night out and you have like the smallest chat with a cunt. You might be like, oh, can I borrow a lighter? And they're like, yeah. And they go, oh, where are you from? Oh, whatever. And they go, what's your name? I'm like, why is it important?
Yeah.
Why can't we just have a chat? Why can't you just be a person that I have a 10-minute experience with and then
Yeah,
leave?
yeah.
Because you're asking my name, not that you care, not that you're ever going to remember it. So I don't ask people's names
Yeah.
because I don't care.
The only thing I struggle with is sometimes where like it comes to a point where you need to use a name and you're like, oh, yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Fuck, what's his name? Fuck. Shit, he's gonna die. Like he's just about to fall in a river. Like, fucking hell. Oh, he's dead.
Stephen,
Oh wow.
Craig.
We'll
Derek.
find out at the funeral, won't we?
Yeah.
Probably. I won't go.
Yeah.
Can't be asked. But,
Too busy at home looking at
Drinking.
Buckfast books. Seeing what number.
yeah, I do drink a lot, but I definitely should quit or moderate, or I don't know. But it's like it just like lubricates the conversation.
So I want to hear then, because you have such an illustrious drinking career. Can you remember the first time you properly had a drink and what it was like and what happened?
Yeah, I think I can actually. Yeah.
Okay.
I think So there's a friend of mine called Adam. Excuse me a second. It was a friend of mine called Adam. I think I was about 14.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's
young.
Is that early to start? In England, you're like, fucking 14?
In England, yeah, in England.
Oh, like Busco when I was 6. I think I might be actually. And he was like Red Square, this drink called Red Square.
Was it vodka?
It's like vodka. Well, yeah, it's vodka, but like this Red Square, it was like a silver. It was like an Alco pop.
Okay. Oh, it was like a WKD, but it had Red
full of
Square
sugar.
vodka.
But at the time, I'm like, oh, it's not normal.
Yeah.
But I suppose that was about it, really. But it wasn't.
How many did you have?
Not that many, but I'll tell you what.
What about the first time you got pissed, like properly pissed, and what happened?
I can remember it now. Actually.
Okay.
It's all coming.
It's all coming back to me.
I remember I was on the park playing football. It was just me and my mate Adam again, who I used to hang around at the time, and we cycled down to this big park, and we were just playing football. And then there's like chavs. You know what chav is?
Yeah, people in tracksuits that have bum bags and silk.
Yeah, in like the late 90s, they were ruthless.
Okay. Are they the people that are responsible for a lot of the stabbings in London?
I don't know, to be honest. If they're wearing Rockports, then yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, like we were just me and him just kicking the ball around, and then this like older chav guy came over and was like, "Yeah, mate, can I borrow your bike?"
Can I borrow your bike?
Yeah, and I was like, "What do you mean?" Well, where are you going? He's like, "I'm going to the shop to get some booze," and he's like, "Do you want a can of Carling?" I was like, I don't know, like, how much is it? He's like, it's like 60p or something. Back in the day. And I was like, yeah, all right. And I was like, got some like being all, polite. Young and like, all right then.
Yeah.
And then so got some change out of my pocket, and he's like, I'll get you a barrel of cider, mate, for £3. I don't know why he's northern.
Okay.
He just spoke probably like a normal person.
Where was this? What part of the world?
Yeah, like Telford in the Midlands.
Okay, right.
And so he's like, I'll get you like 3 litres for £3.
That's good. That's a good deal.
Well, exactly, that's what I thought. So I was like, yeah, all right then.
So
and then he went, do you want anything, mate? To Adam. And so Adam obviously probably trying to be inclusive as well. I was like, yeah, get me one then as well. And we give this guy £6 and my bike.
Yeah.
And then, about 2 minutes after he went off, I was just like, he's going to come back, right?
Did he come back?
He did.
Really?
He came back.
Honest chav, with everything promised.
Yeah. Really? And no shipping and handling fees either.
Really?
Yeah, he came back.
What did he get for himself? Do you remember?
No.
Oh.
Because we didn't we were like in the park. We were like in the field, and they were like in the park, like on the swings and in like the sort of gated part. The park.
Yeah.
Or whatever you call that, operators.
So the guy borrowed your bike, went to a supermarket.
No, it's just a shop.
Oh right, went to a shop, bought miners alcohol, and then delivered the bike and the alcohol.
He was still a miner himself, I'm sure.
Oh right, okay.
But I guess it was someone who could get served.
Right.
And then he came back, so then they were like,
That's so funny. I just expected him to nick your bike and the £6 and
yeah,
never come back.
I know, yeah. What a gent.
Mate.
What a legend. Whoever you are, if you're listening now, get in touch, because I'd love to have a car.
Love to have a 3-litre pint of cider in a park with you. Just like the good old days.
So I think he came back and it was all like, everything's worked out really well. Like, this is amazing.
So you had 6 litres of cider between 2 14-year-old boys.
Yeah, but obviously they were like, come
hang out.
Come into the fenced area.
So how many of them were in there with you? Like,
I don't know, like 4 or 5.
And they're all drinking, and you've never met them before?
Yeah, to be honest, I can't remember much about drinking with them or socialising with them. Maybe we didn't, I don't know, but we must have done, because they taught us a thing which was like a spinny.
Okay.
Which is basically like, apparently it's the first time I ever drink. And they're like, do a spinny, which is like where you just, so it's a 3 litre bottle, it's like this thing you got to get both hands on.
Is it a plastic bottle of cider?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So they're like, you just like throw it up, start knacking it, but fucking just spin, like you're trying to make yourself dizzy.
Yeah.
while you're drinking this thing.
Wouldn't you just
and see how long you can go for, and then stop and see what happens?
Obviously, you just throw up. Don't you just be sick?
No, I don't think we were sick. And then
how?
I don't know what happened, but I think eventually they left. I think they probably had like homes to go to, but
yeah.
And then it was just like me and Adam like being all
just spinning around in the park drinking plastic bottles of cider.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then
what the fuck?
And then I think we so he lived in one town, and then there's like a town between my town and his town, which is where we met and where we were. So we decided to go back to his house. And like these could be like 4 different stories mixed together, but in my head now it's just one.
No, that's fine. Well, no one knows. You know what I mean? No one was there except you. So tell the story how you want to tell it.
Yeah. So we went back to his house.
Yeah, and there was a heap of prostitutes there.
Well, no, not this time, but yeah, I think we got there and like the door was locked. And it was like 11 o'clock at night, where his mum had gone to bed. And his mum was like, his mum's a nurse, and she was like. There was no chance she was getting up, kind of thing.
Right.
But thankfully, like,
how much cider did you have left when you arrived at his house?
Oh, we drank it all, I think.
You drank it all?
Yeah. But we passed out, and then woke up, and we're like, we need to like go to someone's house.
Oh, so you passed out in the park?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What month was this? Was it cold?
No.
It was summertime.
It must have been, because we were just like kids playing in the park,
Okay.
It must be sunshine.
Because if that's December and you pass out in the park...
You wouldn't be playing in the park in December.
Okay.
Not crazy.
Seems like you were pretty crazy. you lent a chav your bike and £3, got 3 litres of cider, span around while you drank it and passed out.
Those were the days.
What?
Them were the days, I tell you.
So when you woke up, were you panicked because you'd never passed out from drinking before?
No, I woke up and Adam was still passed out. So I was like, fuck, what's going on? Like, wake up. Like, and he did, and then we're like, let's just go. Like, we need to go home.
But did you have fun while you were drunk, or was it just, did you just black out?
We probably did have fun.
You just don't
but there's
remember.
no memory of, like,
that's so
it's not like we were like making, like, we didn't want to be friends
14-year-old.
with chavs and like, what age do you start drinking? Or have you ever drank? Or are you a drinker?
Yeah, I mean, I started probably drinking. I had like my first drink when I was like 17.
Wow.
And then obviously started going out when I was 18. And then between 18 and 21, went out a lot, being like, woo, party on. And then just stopped. Just lost interest. Like, I feel like I slowed down before I left Australia. And then when I went away, I was travelling through Asia and there's nothing else to do but just get pissed every night. And that sort of ruined drinking for me. So since I've been in Manchester, I've probably been out to the town maybe 5 times and I've lived here a year. So I don't go out drinking much. Like, comedy is my like social time.
Yeah.
So if I'm going out Monday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night and Sunday night, then, the other nights of the week I don't want to be out doing things.
Yeah.
And I don't drink at comedy shows because...
Yeah, because that's kind of what I picked up. Otherwise, I would have bought you, I would have bought you along with the bits and bobs. I would have bought you some Buckfast if sort of.
I would have liked to try some Buckfast.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll get you a half bottle then.
Okay. Maybe we can split a bottle when we go to Leeds next week.
You can't. No, that's etiquette again.
You can't split a bottle.
Well, you can give someone a sip, but like to share your bottles is like.
Yeah, it's a bit gross.
No, it just means like you're not doing a full bottle. Like it's like. Do you know what I mean?
Should I do a full bottle before I go to Secret Garden?
What's the Secret Garden?
Well, you're going to Shoe Cake in Leeds.
Oh yeah. Sorry, the gig. I thought you was like, what's this?
What's the Secret
I've seen the film, but is this a real thing?
We should just have one on the highway.
Yes.
A bottle each. Where do you get it from? Anywhere or?
Not supermarkets.
Oh.
So like Buckfast don't advertise at all.
Why? Because it's not safe, or
They just, what's the point?
everyone
their
that needs to know.
sales are through the roof, and they don't do any advertising, and they're not sold in any supermarkets apart from co-ops in Scotland, which I found out.
Okay.
But normally it's just off licenses, but a lot of the time it's like over the counter stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you on about? What we're talking about, being in a park or something. Where's this gone?
So they don't advertise at all because everyone that needs to know already knows. Is that what you think?
Yeah, I guess it's just like, I don't want to be a part of a club that will have anyone like me as a member, kind of thing. It's like maybe something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm probably drunk now.
Probably. Have some more whiskey. See what happens. So
That library goodness.
can you tell me about your like growing up life at school and like that sort of thing? Obviously, you were drinking bottles of cider at 14 and passing out in parks, but like
no, but yeah, not like frequently.
Okay.
That was like the
was
first time
one-off.
you're like, oh, what do we do then?
Yeah.
Sort of thing, and you just like crack on with normal life. Sort of thing.
did you have the desire after that to drink more?
No. No, not really. No. I suppose just like in latter years, I suppose, we maybe substitute it for something else,
Yeah.
perhaps, which is probably why I drink a little bit more, whatever. But school life was a little bit weird. Like I moved around quite a lot as a kid.
Okay.
Like with my mum, like we moved. So I was like sometimes I'd be in school for like a year or two, and then we move. And
Why were you moving so much?
I don't know. I was a kid.
Okay.
I don't really ask. I just thought it was normal.
Oh, we're moving again.
I know, yeah, no point in redecorating here because
Yeah.
I'll be gone in like 3 months. So I was like, yeah.
Are you an only child?
No, but, so I've got like 2 brothers and 3 sisters, all of which I suppose you class as like half brothers or sisters.
Okay.
But like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like,
So did they live with you, or they didn't, or they did?
no,
sometimes?
never. So like, I had all these brothers and sisters, but I was raised as an only child.
Okay.
So yes, in a way, yeah. I was brought up alone, sort of thing. But yeah, I lived all over the place. Yeah. I remember excuse me. I remember. So I was at this one school in Telford, and I got friends. Like when you join the school like halfway through the year, you're sort of a bit like the outcast, not outcast, but
Yeah,
you're
but it's
like
weird to start halfway through the year.
Yeah, so they kind of like sit you next to like the loser, not the loser, but
The least popular
the one
kids,
who
'cause you're
like
you
put
don't
next
know.
to him and no one else wants. There's a spare seat over there, so I got friends with this guy, and like I could sort of tell he was a bit weird.
Okay.
But I was like, well, I am too. So
Yeah.
and we got on really well. Like we got on pretty well, to be honest. And then I remember this one day, me and him, we were in French. We had this French class, and like when they did register, like it's just like present or yes.
And you guys
go
swapped
like,
names?
No. You go like instead of saying like yes or here, you go like we. So I went, yeah, mate. Instead of saying we, say poo. It must have been like, I don't know, 9 or something like that. And like, he was always like on edge kind of guy. So like, read someone, he went, David. He went, poo. He just went, you what? He went, poo. And then there was like this weird movement. And it was like, the teacher kind of just said something to him. And
In
he-
English or in French?
in English.
Okay.
And he just stood up and just started giving her verbal abuse. Full on verbal abuse. And I just sat next to him like, what the fuck are you doing, mate? And then he turns to me, grasses me right here, and he told me to say it anyway, blah, blah, blah. Right? Picks his chair up, just smashes the window behind him, and then walks out. Right? I swear to God, this is true. On my life, this is true.
I know.
And then I just sat there, like, after he's full on grassing it up, just like. That might be right, I think so.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
That did genuinely happen, honestly.
Do you remember what his name was?
Yeah.
Do you want to shout him out?
If he's listening, David Thompson.
Good on you, David Thompson. That's a funny story.
Yeah. There was another time, I still hung out with him after that, actually, for like a couple of years. And this is bad as well. Looking back now, I'm the devil, aren't I? But like,
No, you're not.
So like, this is probably like 2 or 3 years later.
You're just a guy living in the world. That's all you are, mate.
Well, I like split, like we like got separated, and like we like did different schools because I moved and stuff like that. And then I bumped back into him, and so I was like, oh, I wish let's hang out again. And so we did. And then like it was about the time the Nintendo 64 came out.
Okay.
And then he like I remember him getting. I think he phoned me up. Like people were actually allowed to use the phone.
Yeah.
He phoned me up and he was like, "Oh, I've just found like 100 quid in my mum's room." So I was like,
So
"You
he
should
stole
buy
100 quid.
So I was like, "You should go and buy like GoldenEye,
Yeah.
and we'll go and play it on the Xbox." Not the Xbox, on the
64.
64, yeah. And he totally did that, and then like.
Hang on. When he said he found 100 quid in his mum's room, he stole 100 quid from
Well,
his mum.
yeah, essentially.
Okay, right.
Yeah, and so I told him to buy like GoldenEye, and he did. And
Why did he ring you for financial advice? Like,
he's an idiot, obviously.
after the poo incident, I wouldn't be
That was
trusting
years
him,
ago,
really.
though. He obviously thought I turned over a new leaf.
Yeah. How long did you play GoldenEye for?
Like that. So we went out. Me and him went up to like the shopping centre and bought it.
Yeah.
Went back to his house, played it all afternoon, and it's like before his mum. This all happened in one day before his mum.
How much
got
was a
home
Nintendo 64 game like back?
£60 or something like that. Yeah,
60 quid.
Yeah.
Those games are so shit.
I'm sure it's something daft like that. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
unbelievable. I remember when PlayStation first came out, and a friend of mine paid $899 for a PlayStation. For a PlayStation 1.
Jesus.
When it first came out. It was the best thing since sliced bread at the time, wasn't it? Like,
yeah.
now the consoles have gotten better and the price has just gone down.
Yeah.
Because there's competition. There's options. Like, I mean, when Xbox came out, PlayStation prices dropped.
Yeah.
Like, straight away. But when PS1 came out, there was no competition. The only competition was Nintendo, and they couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
Video game fucking scandal.
Them Switches aren't coming down in price, are they?
This Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
No.
Do you want one?
Nah.
No.
Probably not. I only play FIFA these days.
Yeah, so do I. Maybe we'll have a game after this. Who knows? Actually, we definitely don't have time. But it would be fun. So, other than that, any other mischievous kid stories? I feel like you've got a few mischievous kid stories. But if you're a child, you can't be held accountable.
Yeah, until 16, I guess. Yeah, no, probably, no, I'm not sure. Yeah, no.
Do you want me to share a mischievous kid story?
Please. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so my parents, we only did one house move, right? When we were in New Zealand, and then the big move was obviously New Zealand to Australia. So I don't know if you know, I was born in New Zealand,
Oh, no,
but
I
I've
didn't know
grown up in Australia.
Wow, cool.
So I have Australian citizenship, my whole family's in Australia, my house is in Australia, all
Right.
my friends are in Australia. Australia's everything. But I was born in New Zealand, right? So we're living in New Zealand, and we had the same house from when I was born until I was 5, right? And then my sister was on the way, and my parents were like, "Ugh, house is too small. We need a bigger house for all these kids." And obviously, me and my brother were getting bigger, and we had like these tiny little fucking shitty little bedrooms, and they were like, we need to upgrade. So they built their own house. But in the time of leaving the place that they were renting to the place that they were building that they've purchased, we had to live in this like smaller, like halfway house basically to wait. And the next door neighbours there had a dog, right? And at that time, I wasn't too like crash hot on this dog, because I'd come home from school and it would just whoa, 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 like all loud barking. Can you do a loud dog bark?
Wolf.
No, loud. Okay, too loud. But it was like aggressive, like whoa, 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 like really loud. And like it would follow me. So I'd walk down this long driveway and it would just be on the other side of the fence, just walking next to me, just barking. And I was like, oh, I don't like this dog. Like, just scared me. And I couldn't see the dog either. It just sounded scary. So one day I was outside, I was playing soccer in the driveway, whatever, and this dog was just going off on one because someone was outside. And I was like, oh, shut up. And I started like yelling at the dog. I'm like, shut up. And I was like, right, I'm going to kill this dog. So I grabbed like a big rock out of our garden, right? And I stood next to the fence and I waited until the dog got close to the fence, right? And then I went, ugh, and threw the rock over the fence. I didn't hit the dog, but I smashed in the roof of a BMW that was parked in the driveway.
Oh shit.
So, anyway.
That's... I was like, oh fucking hell, what have I done here?
If I get a murder a
This
dog.
is going to be a moment here.
So obviously the dog shuts up because it just got a fright from this like huge rock just going like through this BMW, right? So the guy obviously comes out and it's just seen a rock big like throwing like big dent in the roof of his car, right? And he's just like, what the fuck is going on here? And I obviously panicked and I was like, oh shit. So I just ran inside. I was like, they'll never know it was me. Anyway, 10 minutes passed, knock on my parents' door. Obviously, I'm hiding in my room. I was like, I know what's going on. And I didn't tell my parents, oh, I just fucking bricked the cunt's car next door. So I was keeping quiet. And so mum opens the door and the guy's like, still quite agitated. He's like, do you know what's just happened here? A rock has been thrown on the roof of my car. And my mum's like, I don't know anything about it. She's like, Matthew, do you know anything about this? I was like, no. She was like, oh, my son was just outside. Like, I'll see if he heard anything. And I was like, no, I don't know anything about it. And he's still like not happy at all, right? And I'm like there, like sick to the stomach, being like, oh, fuck this bloke's car. But I gotta play it cool, right? And so anyway, my mum's like, oh, I'm really sorry. Like, and he's still like quite angry. And he's like, well, you know, I don't know where else it could have come from. It didn't just fucking fall out of the sky, did it? Like, so fucking, and then he looks down into the garden that's next to our thing, and it's like rock, and then no rock. And he looks at the thing, and then he looks at my mum, and my mum just goes, Matthew. And I was like, oh, I think I've been undone. So I came out, and obviously I think I was 5 at the time, right? Young, 5 or 6, young. So I come out, I was like, yes, and she's like, did you throw a rock over the fence? And at that point, I could see the man looking at me, and he's fuming. And I'm like, and I just burst out crying. I was never going to admit to the crime because, you know, as soon as you admit, they've got you. But I just cried because I was under pressure. And my mum obviously took that as an admission of guilt. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So then mum's like, go to your room, like whatever. And then it's left to mum to sort this out, right? Yeah. So she goes over, has a look at the car. The car's fucked, right? The car's fucked. And he's like, what are we going to do? Like, ah. And mum's like, do you have insurance? He's like, yes, I have insurance, but I don't want to claim on it because I didn't fucking do this. Like, whatever. And mum's like, right, okay, like, I'm really sorry. Like, what's your excess? You know, they sort of exchange details. Anyway, mum then rings my dad, who hasn't come home from work yet, right? And dad, he doesn't get happy about a lot of stuff, right? So rings dad and just says, Matthew's just throwing a rock over like the neighbour's fence and smashed the guy's roof in on a very expensive car. My dad's like, right, I'm coming home. Anyway, got a rollicking off my dad. Then my punishment was the next month, this was in April, in the May, I was supposed to be having like my 7th birthday at Lollipop's Playland. Do you know, like the big like kids playland, these indoor play centres where there's like fucking slides and shit and little things you can jump up. Yeah. So I was supposed to be having a birthday party there with about 10 kids, and the cost of that party, I think it was like $15 a head. So it was like $150. And I don't know what this guy's excess was on his car, but I assume it was more than that. But as punishment, I got no birthday presents and no birthday party because I smashed that guy's car. And my main problem is that in my head at that age, I thought if I didn't have a birthday party, I was never going to turn 7 and I was going to be 6 forever. And that just upset me. And I cried and cried. I was like, I'm stuck at 6. Like, I'm never going to grow up. And then my dad had to sort of explain. He was like, oh, that's cute. Like, he wasn't as angry when I was like, I'm going to be 6. I'm not going to get to turn 7.
That's a good punishment. You're going to be 6
It
forever.
was. Yeah, you're going to be 6 forever.
What about the dog?
The dog was fine, but it slowed down on the barking.
Oh, well, then it was worth it.
Yeah, it was. But that was one of my more mischievous.
There's like you know, on the subject of like mischief and stuff. You know, like you're in school and you fucking maybe hit out someone or do something, and they go like, "Oh, right, that's shit. I'm telling." And then there's that bit where they're walking up and you're just going like, oh, "I'm just getting on with my work. Like, just write some. I don't know the answers because I've been doing. And there's a bit where the teacher's coming over and your brain is burning. You know what I mean?
Did you ever hit a kid in school?
Hey?
Did you ever hit a kid in school?
Oh, what?
Hit any children?
Yeah.
What for?
Just fights normally.
Okay, like
I think a lot of time because like you're like the new kid and like you're trying to like get involved, and then some people take like grievance to it or whatever.
And then all of a sudden you
sometimes
have a
you
proper
just
punch on.
I'm not a violent person at all, but like sometimes just because you're a new kid, people used to give you shit.
See, I was in class with a kid called Daniel Kennedy, right? Shout out to you, Daniel. And his dad was like the local eye surgeon in the town that we lived in, right? So very well-off family, well-to-do boy, but just a smart ass, would just take the piss. Everything in life had been handed to him, and he just thought he was fantastic. So he was sitting behind me. We were sitting on the floor in primary school, right? And he would come up behind me and just go zzz, zzz, and like, push his fingers into like the little love handle bits on the side. And I literally turned around and I said, do that one more time and I'm going to fuck you up. And he was like, okay. A few minutes passed and he just couldn't help himself. He just went zzz, and I turned around and just went boof with my elbow straight into his face. Literally cut his eye and collapsed his eye socket, right? Ironically, Dad's an eye surgeon, right? So the funniest thing was, obviously, it kicked off in the class because I smashed him in the eye. He just starts crying straight away. He's like, "He just hit me." I was like, "Yeah, I just hit him. I told him not to hit me." And they're like, "Right, you're both going to the principal." So we sit in the principal's office. He's there with an ice pack on his eye, like crying. And I was like, "Stop crying, you bitch." Like, literally, like, what are you doing? They ring my dad and they ring his dad, right? Funniest thing is, my dad had an important job. He was like fixing cell towers and doing all that jazz. His dad's a fucking eye surgeon. So ring my dad and he's like, "Yeah, I can stop fucking climbing up cell towers for the day and come deal with this." So it ends up being my dad, me, and then Daniel Kennedy sitting over the other side, waiting for his dad, who's in surgery, fucking saving someone's sight. So my dad and me had to sit there for 2 hours watching this kid cry until his dad arrived, right? And then we all went into the principal's office, right? And firstly, they asked me what happens, and I tell them pretty nonchalantly. I was like, "He was touching me. I told him to stop touching me, or I'd hit him, and he didn't, so I hit him." And they were like, that's not how you handle things. I was like, how else are you supposed to handle it? Like, literally, I told him to stop. He kept doing it. I belted him.
Yeah.
Like, and they were like, "All right, Matthew, go outside." And Daniel's still like crying in the corner, just being a bitch, right? And so then like the two dads have it out, and obviously my dad's very like apologetic and whatever. And then they ask Daniel what happens, and Daniel's like, "I didn't do anything. He just hit me." And obviously they know that's bullshit. So they send us both outside, and the two dads and the principal have like a mediation meeting. Then my dad comes out and goes, "Matt, you have to go in." So then I have to sit there. The principal says to Daniel's dad, "Can you talk to Matthew?" And he was very calm about it, but gave me a lecture about the dangers of eye damage. It was like the eyes are very sensitive. Yeah, it was like the eyes are very sensitive. He's
Thanks
like,
for the work.
yeah, it was just like, "You could have like damaged my son's sight," and he was like, "I work with people saving their sight every day, and injuries like this are completely unnecessary," whatever. And I was literally still with the attitude, be like, "He shouldn't have touched me. Like, he should have just listened to me." Like, he could not get through to me. But that was one of the funniest experiences of my life. Literally sitting there with an eye doctor's son who's fucking got a collapsed socket and like this huge gash over his eye.
Some blow.
Oh, it was hectic, mate. I was on form because he's like he'd come up close to me as well, and I just went boff straight over the back. But ironically, what happened later on in life is I was coming up behind someone because I did like jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts in Australia, and I was wrestling with this guy, and I was like trying to come up behind him and choke him in a proper, sparring situation. I wasn't being aggressive or antisocial. And I put my head in the wrong place, and to defend, he came back with the elbow and literally caved my nose like in. So I got the elbow treatment back, which I thought was quite ironic because I was like, it would have been funnier if it split my eye socket, but the same rules apply. But again, that's just my schooling career. But what else did I do? I think I slammed a kid's head through a window.
He didn't say poo, did he?
No. He was one of the teachers. He was one of the teacher's sons, I can't remember if I slammed his head through a window or he slammed my head through a window.
Well, probably the latter then. I can't remember.
I can't remember. All I remember is I must have slammed his head through the window because I knew I was angry at him, right? And if you're angry at someone, you're not having your head slammed through a window, right? So I was like...
Ideally.
Yeah. I was like chasing this guy. His name was Zane, right? And his mum was the religious studies teacher at the school, right? It was a Catholic, like, primary school. And he was running away from me, and I was chasing him. And he went up like a set of stairs to a fire door. So you know how on, like, fire doors, there's like fire door, and then there's like a little bit of glass so you can sort of see what's happening inside. Yeah. And usually that glass is able to be broken because it's fire safety glass. So he'd run up the stairs and tried the door, and it was locked. So there's barriers either side of a staircase. The only way he can go is back down, and I'm at the bottom of the staircase, and I'm like, right. So I just run up, right, just grab him and just throw him like into the window. His head like smashes the window, and then I sort of like step back because I didn't expect the window to break. I just wanted to like push him up against the window and be like, stop annoying me. Like, but I was very like emotionally charged, and I was quite a lot bigger than a lot of other kids. Like I grew up, I went up quite quickly, and then I sort of stagnated. Like I was this size when I was like 14. Like, so I did that, and then obviously his thing broke the window. Then I panicked because I was like, oh, now I vandalised school property. So then I just left him there, and I think he may have been bleeding from the head. That could have been a thing. But then his mum came, so he obviously ran straight to his mum, and then I just went to class like normal. I was like, everyone will forget about this, like it wasn't that big. His mum then came to get me from class. She didn't even ask. She just walked in and grabbed my arm and just took me out of class. And my dad got called in again.
Thank God guns were involved.
Yeah.
Can't do that anymore.
But yeah, those are some exciting stories.
I remember once, like as a kid, I guess I was probably like a smart ass, like answering back to everyone kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I remember like on the school bus, we had like this double-decker bus, and a guy who like wasn't like an enemy or anything like that. He was just spouting off and stuff. So I was just giving him shit, and it got to a point where it was like, it got to a fight. Like, so in the morning on the way
on
in,
a bus, you had a fight.
Yeah. So it got to so it was like a Friday, and on the bus on the way in, I was just giving him shit, and I just wound him up so much. He was like, "We'll have a fight then." And I was like, yeah, whatever, mate. Yeah, we'll have a fight. Yeah, whatever.
Go on, man.
Just absolute giving him tripe.
Yeah.
Just like, whatever, mate. Yeah. And it's all this sort of like. So this is on the morning on the way in. So the whole day, everyone's like, fucking hell, fight on the way home. Like on this bus, on this double-decker bus, like, fucking get yourself on this bus, mate. It's going to be a fucking fight.
It's going to kick off.
Top
Were
deck,
people
mate.
telling you to get on the bus, but did they know
Everyone's
who
going to
was
be like, you're on
fighting?
a fight later, mate. I'm like, yeah, mate, yeah, I'm on a fight. Yeah. Fucking knock his block. Yeah. All this, with no intention of getting on the bus.
Yeah.
So everyone, I'm like, yeah, mate, I'm going to smash him out, mate. Just hyping up this thing.
Did he get on the bus as well?
Yeah, fucking I did.
And you didn't get on?
No, did I fuck? I remember watching the bus go by me as I was walking into town, just like, hey, like, flipping at me, and then I was like, fucking what? And it was like a Friday afternoon, everyone's fuming, mate. And then
so did anyone take your place and still fight him? Because he was obviously razzed up.
No, I did. And then come the Monday morning, sure enough, we were all on the bus, and then he beat me up.
Oh.
And then that was the worst bit about it. He beat me up on a Monday morning.
So you had the whole week.
He didn't beat me up. He just fucking hit me a few times in the face, and I just sort of took it, and I didn't throw any punches back. I just took the beating, and then was just like, no, I've got a full day of school. I was just sat there, and, like, the first lesson was science, and I remember I was just sat there, like, my head over my desk. The teacher was like, are you alright? And I was like, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I just took the beating and just had to deal with a Monday. Monday morning beating.
Did you? Okay, so we're gonna share some fraud stories, right? Have you ever committed fraud?
What kind of fraud?
So I'll give you an example. There was a shop across the road from our school that was like a fruit and veg shop, but they also sold like pies and sweets and drinks and that. And one of my friends had been to Fiji, right? And bought back all this Fijian money that was worth nothing, right? It was worth zero, but it looked a lot like our currency. So I was like, let's go over the road to the veggie shop, right? And we'll buy heaps of snacks. And if they don't look at the coins, like it was the same weight, the same size, just the photos on them were different, and they were the right colour and everything. I was like, we could load up for the bus journey home. My mate was like, no, we can't do it. I was like, we're doing it. I was like, give me the coins. So I fronted up the coins. I got us like 2 pies, 3 drinks, like these big bags of pick and mix. Went to the counter full of confidence, right? Slapped the cash down. I was like, there you go, mate. And she's like, $6. I was like, counting out. I was like, bang, there it is. She's like, awesome, have a good day. I was like, oh, yes. Literally walked to the bus stop, like bloody Moneybags McGee. She's like, do you want a bag? I was like, I'll take 2. Like, literally rocked up. I was like, we are sorted. Literally had the best bus journey home. Mistake came when I got home, because riding a high like that, okay, you want to tell people about it.
Yeah.
The one person you don't want to tell is your mum when you get home. Mum, you're not going to believe this, right? Right. Simon went to Fiji, okay, and he got all this Fijian money, and it looked like our money. So we took it, told her the whole story. I was like, the bus ride home, I was giving out sweets. I was the king of the bus, Mum. She was like, you did what? puts me back in the car, drives me down, right? Took the money out of my pocket money and made me like apologise to the woman who'd served me. And in my head, I was like, I'm apologising to you, but you should be apologising to yourself because you got diddled by a fucking 8-year-old. Literally.
Oh, man.
So that was bad. So I ended up having to pay for all the food that I farmed out to the whole bus. So everyone, I didn't even enjoy it all. Like I got the king of the bus. And I was telling everyone like I didn't even pay for this with real money. Like, might as well have been seashells. Like so.
Man, I always have some schemes on the go. I remember as a kid I used to go to Greg's, at the baker's.
Yeah.
And we used to like as a kid, like 16, when you were allowed into town, and you were allowed out at lunchtime, so we used to get a drink. So you put it under your wallet, see if they notice, kind of thing. And if they do spot you, like, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to do it.
Put it under your wallet. Yeah. Like just hold it like that. And
just hold it, just hold it, and then if you get clocked, kind of thing. But
and they'll be like, oh, the drink as well. You'd be like, oh yeah, sorry.
Exactly, yeah.
And how often would they notice?
English, like, oh right, pardon me, yeah, I do apologise.
And how often did they notice?
Never.
So you never had to do it.
Yeah.
You never had to do the pardon me.
All sorts of little like. I think like British people are very like.
I feel like you can steal here so much easier.
Yeah, but
no
British people, I think, is almost like indoctrinated to like steal. I think it comes from the empire.
Yeah.
But like when you go like abroad to a European city and like you're on like a bus or something, you're like, oh my god, they have like a can machine outside. Like, why don't we do that in England? Like, because
people steal them.
Smash it up and steal the money and the stock, and continue to smash it up. Like that's Britain. Like that is. Like, you know what I mean?
Notice that now.
You don't have any vending machines outside in Britain because like
the ones
even me, I'm not a
as
criminal
are
as such.
Secure as fuck.
If I saw a can machine, I'd be like, well, I could just. There must be about 40 quid in that machine, and plus like a shitload of cans.
Yeah.
Just smash the. Do you know what I mean? We can't even have glass in our bus stops.
Yeah.
Because we're just like, smash it up, mate. Just fucking smash it up. I ain't paid for it. Fuck it. That just Britain. Like, we can't have nice things in Britain because we just. It's just like any opportunity. I remember, like as a kid, my dad lives in America, and I remember going to America as a kid, and I was in his workplace, and they had this vending machine in like the staff room, and like I figured out as like about 8 or 9 years old that I could like open the bottom slot where you collect your stuff
and put your arm up.
Yeah, and just fleece the machine. And at some point, someone walked in and caught me doing it. I was like, just like, and I had no explanation whatsoever. I was just like, it's just a British thing. Like we just can't have. There's no like glass, anything that's breakable or smashable that's left out at night. We'll fucking smash it up.
So when I was younger, right, I used to like do representative swimming, right? So I would have been probably about 10, 11 years old, right? This is just before I went to Australia. And there was like an aquatic centre that we used to go to. And in the foyer of the aquatic centre, there were 3 vending machines, right? We had a can machine, which you put in the money, you get the can, and that had like a safety mechanism. So as soon as you upped it, it would put a cover over so you could never get to the cans, right? The next one was a toy machine, and the toys were really high up, right? And the other one was a lolly machine. And it had one of those like moving, the ones that move the conveyor belts.
Yeah,
so it's like if he lands it on the conveyor belt, it drops, and then it'll push the rest of the lollies out, right? So, or sweets, whatever you fuckers call them. So anyway, candy, right? So I was like, I'm gonna get the jackpot for it. So we had finished swimming, but there was still like a competition going on in the aquatic centre, and me and about 3 others were like, we're gonna get all the sweets out of here because we can, because one of us will be able to put the arm up, and obviously it had to be me because I wanted it to be me. So I was like, right, you ready? And I was like, guys, sort of tilt the machine towards me as I go up, and I'll be able to get my hand up and I'll just start scooping them out. And they were like, yep, perfect. Anyway, so hand goes in absolutely fine, right? And I start scooping the lollies out. I'm like, start collecting. These other 2 have like their towels there, and they're like scooping them into their towels and like pulling the corners of the towels up, right? And I was like, mate, we've hit the jackpot. I'm still scooping. I'm like, rip me over a Snickers. So this guy like rips a Snickers, puts it in my mouth. I'm still scooping, right? The heist is on. And anyway, I'd scooped like enough, like my arm was right up there, like literally full extension, like I was in the zone. And then he was like, right, well, we've got enough. He's like, take your hand out. And I was like, I can't. And my arm was stuck in the machine, right? So first guy that had a towel full of lollies just panicked and ran.
Obviously.
Took the bounty and ran, right?
Smart man.
So he's gone.
He's probably a millionaire.
So I was sitting next to this machine with my arm up in the air like this, and I was like, whoa, and I'd learned about blood sugar levels and I was like, you need to start feeding me sweets, because if the blood goes to my hand, they'll have to amputate my hand. So I was like, if I get sugar into it, the sugar will have enough energy to keep my hand. So this kid's like feeding me bloody gummy bears, right? As I was doing that, I was like, you're not opening them quick enough. So my arm's up in the air and I'm trying to like wiggle it out, and I'm now getting in so much pain. I put my arm down now because it hurts that much. I couldn't move it, and my arm starts to go numb, and I'm like, more sweets, like more. And then the mums start coming out, people start coming out just to see this kid in his swimming trunks with his arm up this machine. So my brother walks out and he's like, Matt, what are you doing? And I was like, don't tell Mum. And he just turns around and goes, Mum, Matt's got his hand stuck in the vending machine. So my mum's like, oh, what the fuck? Walks out with all of her mum friends, all of my friends, like everyone who's at that competition had to walk through that reception and see me stuck in the vending machine. So then it became a mission for everyone to try and help me to get my arm out. I was stuck in there for 35 minutes.
I thought you were going to say 35 hours.
No, 35 minutes. I had my arm up like this. And I was like, and my mum started to joke with me, being like, they're going to have to amputate your hand. Look, you've lost all colour in your hand. I was like, I know!
It sounds like a good mum.
Fucking cunt, mate. I was literally like, Daniel wouldn't give me enough sweets, and he's just there with his towel, like hoping no one's looking at him. Because then mum's like, what have you done with the lollies? I was like, oh, we ate them all. And little did I know, fucking wanker with the first towel's already in the car, gone home. Like, he's already taken the bounty and gone. And we managed to get, I can't even remember how they got, I think they got Vaseline and like put it on the edge and like slid it out, because my elbow was like, I put my elbow all the way in, and it was the elbow joint that I had to like maneuver the rest out. It was painful to get out. And then I ended up going home with no lollies. Like, the only lollies I got was the bloody stress lollies I was shoveling. Like 10, 11?
6. You weren't 6, were you?
No, I wasn't 6. No, I did figure out that you can get on without a birthday party.
It's like human logic. If it goes in, it'll come out.
Yeah.
That's human logic, isn't it? But
absolutely.
That's not reality.
And I have never robbed a vending machine since, unfortunately. Have you got any robbery stories that you want to share? Small robberies. You don't have to talk talk about the big ones.
I met with a friend of mine from uni the other day, and actually for like 4 or 5 years. He's like, "What scheme have you got going?" He's like, "You've always got a scheme going." And I was like, "What? What are you on about?" Like, nah, but if you want to get a free meal, he's like, "I knew it."
How do you get a free meal?
No, what I used to do, like, I've not tried it for years, but like a couple of years ago, like I was living on my own, and like, I used to go to Asda. You like go to Asda and get like it's like a meal for 2, but you like buy it from like the sort of, it's like in a fridge near the deli section, and it's like, 2 curries and 2 rices. And then I used to go to like the actual counter, and I'd be like, kind of like 8 samosas, 8 like spring rolls, 10 bargees, almost. But it's just like, you could like tuck it into the bag. Do you know what I mean? So like, you just load up this bag. I think now they've got like weights on each individial product. Right. But it's like,
not on the actual checkout.
This bag's like bulging.
Yeah.
And this you put it on and be like, oh, $4.99. Nice stuff like, yeah, just nothing like. Keep the gold for a moment. Yeah. This is the best I can give you, I'm afraid.
That's about a bloody Indian curry fucking heist you did 3 years ago.
There's loads of good stuff. Like, here's a good I don't think you drive. I don't know if you do drive.
No, I don't. But
like, a tip for listeners: if you're poor, like I have been many times, and also still am. This is just a tip. So if you've got like £1 in your bank account,
Yeah.
you can go to a petrol station or take your card. You know, you pay at the pump. So if you pay at the pump, all they do when you pay is take £1 out of your account.
Okay.
So say for example, it's like 2 days before payday, and you struggling to get petrol to get to work. Put your card in. As long as you've got £1 in your account, they'll just take £1 out. You can just fill up your tank.
But you will have to pay eventually.
Yeah, eventually. But all they do is take £1 out. But it'd be like 2 or 3 days before. This is really not interesting
So
at
you
all.
can,
But
you
it's
can
a tip.
basically
It's a
buy
tip.
petrol in advance.
Yeah,
What about
yeah.
if you put the card in, you've got £1, but you only have like £3 and you get 40 quid's worth of petrol, and
No,
then you
you
just
get
close
like,
the...
it gives you it says like max load £99.
Okay, so if you get £100 worth of petrol,
Yeah.
but what happens if you only have £3 in your account and you never put any more money in that account?
Well, then you'll be like minus whatever you've taken out.
Oh, right,
But
okay.
all it
It'll
does
go
at
into
the time,
overdraft.
as long as you've got £1 in your account, it'll just take that out. And this isn't comedy. So it's just like sometimes some people struggle. You're like, I can't afford to get to work. Some people are in that situation. Kind of
No,
thing.
I understand.
But it's just a little tip. It's just a little tip.
Hopefully, I pray that you have one more tip to give us, because I'd like to hear the final tip in a Northern Irish
Oh my
accent.
God. I don't have any tips.
What about a tip about drinking? Just a life tip from your experience, and I want it in a Northern Irish accent, please.
Right, I've no tips for you here, right? I've no tips whatsoever. Here's the thing, right, about me is I don't get hangovers whatsoever.
How?
I don't know. It's just
#blessed, you might call it. Right, so I don't get any hangovers at all whatsoever. So I just, I'm like a wee bit of a devil. I'm always encouraging people to drink. Like drink more. Like drink more until I can't drink no more, and then do whatever you like. But the next morning, I'll be up there sharp as a button. You know what I mean? And the other people are dying. So I don't know what the tip is there, but
Do you drink water before you go to sleep?
no, not at all. Here's the thing, right? I'm the worst person. I'm like the devil on your shoulder because I'll just encourage you to drink.
Do you feel like you don't get hangovers because you're constantly drunk?
No, not at all. Absolutely not. No, I'm just lucky, I suppose, that I don't get it. But I will encourage you to be like, when I meet a person, right? When I meet somebody, the reason why I probably forget their name is because I'm just looking to crack you straight away. I'm looking at you and thinking, who are you? Can I get into you? Can I encourage you? What pleasures me the most is to release somebody's inner demon. You know what I mean? Like, you might meet a man, he's like, I've been married here like 10 years here, I got 2 children there, or like, I just out here for one night only. I'm like, right, here's my man here, got him, right? And I'm going, yeah, sure, you might as well have another one there. You know,
You're only
another
out
one
for
there.
one night, yeah.
Well, I bought you one here, you might as well have it. And he's going like, I shouldn't be doing this, I don't normally do this, I'm not a drinker. I'm like, yeah, you are tonight. I love releasing people's inner demons.
So when are we going to go out on the piss?
Tonight?
New Year's Eve. No, I've got to do a gig tonight. Aren't you performing tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Well, I'll
Yeah,
see you
well-
there.
Yeah, well, I probably won't see you then.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barbie Mugabe, thank you so much, mate.
Thank you, man.